Hello. Cringe Crew Music Podcast Series 2. In this series, we are listening to and reviewing bands' entire discographies. We are finishing up the Wonder Years. We are on their final album as of recording this, their 2022 release, The Hum Goes On Forever. I don't have my shit pulled up. So I guess while I pull up my shit, Ted, if you've listened to this one, you wanna tell us anything about it we should know before we start.
Yeah, this album got a whole lot happier. This one was at least, like, without reading off anything directly, right? This album felt a whole lot more like a celebration of life and coming to everything that they've been trying to get to and beating depression for the last several albums. Not that there aren't still, a couple of sad emo tracks on here, right? But like, there's a whole lot more like celebration of what's going on. It's a very upbeat and positive album and a nice little return to form after some sad shit for the past couple of weeks.
So yeah, I have the Wikipedia page up here. The band had planned to write their next album after their 2020 tour, but a certain funny virus happened. So they had to write this album kind of virtually and collaborate online. And it seems many of the songs on this album reference previous tracks from their discography, which we've seen before. So that's not really anything new. Nothing really else noteworthy to point out here. So I guess we can go ahead and get started. Track number 1, Doors I Painted Shut.
So, starting sad. It's fine. I think this song kind of lays a good framework for this album, though, in the idea that, like, good things are happening, trying to be happy, life is improving, even still feeling sad, but like trying to get along and feeling dedicated, which is a common Wonder Years theme. But there's also like a big like concert hall kind of vibe to this song that like it's big, it's powerful, it's open to a whole lot of people, right? It's got the drums that build up to it. It gets louder. Dan's vocals get more and more like yelly and passionate. I think this really sets a tone, and I enjoy this one.
Yeah, this I agree with like all of that. It definitely has the more I don't want to say grand, but almost anthem-like sound or like song that they may have been going for, maybe like as an intro to the album. Yeah, I think this is good so far.
Yeah, this is solid. Just kind of going through the Genius notes here, it seems that there was a documentary about this album called Coughing Out Embers, and this track specifically seems to be about Dan worrying about dealing with his depression while also trying to deal with being a new father at the same time, and he just kind of the worries that kind of come along with that and trying not to fail his son, so to speak. Yeah, the track's really solid. It's a good opening to the album. Curious to see how the rest of it sounds. So yeah, moving right along, track number 2, Wyatt Song.
I love going through the albums this way because you kind of get to grow up with Soupy writing his lyrics. Like in the beginning, the first couple of albums were just, he was a teenager. He fucked this town. I hate my school. I hate the place that I live. Just everything sucks. You watch him drop out of college, right? In the last one or the last couple, like we watch him get married, and now he's singing a song for his son. Like, I think this song's fucking adorable that he wrote it. I also think that it's kind of cool that in the last one, it kind of goes over, as Mike read, like the postpartum depression and feeling like he's not there for his family. But this song's kind of like that upbeat dedication to take care of his son in like just really small ways, like taking glass out of the yard so that his kid doesn't hurt his feet, like I really, really enjoy this song, and it's also like upbeat and really good to listen to. Like this is a jam.
Yeah, this is probably one of my this probably might be one of my favorite songs of theirs so far. Yeah, I was honestly gonna say the same thing about the growing up, how it's funny hearing the I hate my hometown, let's not fucking do anything kind of music from the first couple albums to I recorded my son's heartbeat. That is a definite maturity, I guess you could say. Yeah, there's so much I like about this song. I love the guitar work, the expansion, and the percussion. I noticed that Steve Evets has come back as their producer after in my subjective opinion, probably one of the worst modern. Actually, no, that wasn't that one. Was that the one before that? Which one was it?
The last one was the sad one where everything was boring. The one before was the one that sounded like dog shit.
Yeah, I was like, whichever one. I was like, whichever one did not have the best mixing was the one without Steve Evets. And I am very, very happy to hear him back again because he does an extraordinary work with these guys and does a really good job of getting like good emotion, like the more easily perceivable emotions out of Dan, I think. So yeah, good one, really good one.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say that you guys haven't already said. Like, this is just a nice song that he wrote for his son. It reminds me, there's a track that Tommy Rogers of Between the Buried and Me did for his solo project. When he had his son, there's a track on what's the album? Modern Noise that he did for his son, but he got him to like keyboard mash, and that's the name of the title. So if you go and look at the track list, the song title that's just garbage, it's that one.
That's
it's good.
That's amazing.
But yeah, song is very good. I like this one.
Yeah.
Moving on. What Fubar?
Just real quick, I really love looking at Genius lyrics, but like in the bridge of this one, like an alien abduction. Just I want you to go to Genius and just look at the annotation for that one.
Right.
Yeah, it talks because this is the first album that they worked with Mark Hoppus, like in his production circle, and so it's just a fucking nod to Tom DeLonge being an insane person. It's the best.
Okay.
I love these. I love Genius annotations so goddamn much, dude.
All right. Track number 3, Oldest Daughter.
All right. If it's okay with you guys, I actually want to go last on this one.
Okay.
Okay. Sure. This I saw in the Wikipedia is the lead single off this album. And I can see why. This is a very, very catchy. It has an insanely good hook and chorus overall. Dan's vocals in the pre-chorus and chorus are like they're in almost like as perfect of a range as you can almost have, if that makes sense. This one is. I thought I said the last one was probably one of my favorites. I think this one is also now one of my favorites. Jesus Christ, there's just so much to say about it. And I also want to point out, just real quick, where the fuck is it? I saw it in here. Maybe I saw a goddamn Genius thing that was just... It was one sentence that was not worth it.
Oh, I was going to say, there was the one that I thought you were referring to on the line that's another cop that knows your name.
Yes, that one.
Assholes always sound the same. The
ACAB, y'all.
It's just ACAB, y'all.
Yeah, just ACAB, y'all. Like, and that's got 19 thumbs up. Fuck yeah. Okay, I love it. I'm also almost. I'm like 99% positive that I also heard this when it came out. Like, I mean, obviously, this is not a very old song. This is only coming up on 2 years now. But I actually remember hearing it like when it came out, and I remember being fucking addicted to the chorus of just hearing the Madeline over and over again.
Just a thing that the annotations point out, the Madeline being referenced here is originally from the Greatest Generation. That was a while ago, and I don't remember the context, but I would hope that whatever reason Ted is wanting to go last, he's going to explain this. I don't really have much else to say. So far, this album's we're not too far in, but like the tracks have been like really solid so far. But it does still have every opportunity to disappoint me, and I hope that does not end up being the case because it's been great so far. But you never know. All right.
So when we went to go listen to The Greatest Generation, I told these guys, I don't remember whether it's actually in the recording that we did or not, but I know I said it out loud that if they talked shit on Passing Through a Screen Door, that I was going to murder them. This song gives me the exact vibes of both that album as a whole and specifically Passing Through a Screen Door. There's a whole lot of sad shit, but a really upbeat, like really positive, like good sound to a track. But like you mentioned, Mike, Madeline is a character who is referenced in The Greatest Generation, in the song actually called Madeline. So in an interview when this album came out, Dan talked about the fact that Madeline was a fake name for a very real person in his life. And there's some like deep conspiracy like theories as to who Madeline might be. I think in my opinion, y'all are allowed to give me your own opinions because I think this is a fun discussion, right? I'm guessing that Madeline is probably the daughter of the friend he had who died. And like, as this Madeline is going through homelessness and sadness, nobody can find her, like all of these, like just really sad life events, and someone that he considers close enough to be family. I'm guessing it's his friend's daughter. And it kind of fucks with me a little.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that, and yeah, that would be a little damn.
Yeah.
Just that's it.
Oh man, I lost the annotation that was in here that had the reference of the other lyrics. Unless that was a different song. I don't know.
No, it was in this one. It's there's one for Catch Salt Air in an Envelope that refers to summer clothes. But that's one later in this album. There's one for shit, where is it? Damn. It's going to drive me nuts if I can't find it because I know it was here.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking of the other song that pulled up Passing Through a Screen Door. Never mind.
Gotcha. But yeah, really, really fun theory crafting to try and figure out who this person is that's like so important to him. I've seen people online say that like he had a daughter really early on or whatever. I find that one kind of hard to believe because I can't imagine someone as empathetic as Dan would like abandon a daughter and then just like, here's a song wondering where you are and what's up. I know you're homeless, but life's great for me now.
That seems really cruel for someone like him to do. Yeah.
Yeah, there have been theories about like old girlfriends or friends from high school or just like being sympathetic to someone that he once knew or whatever. But like, I think for me, the most fun theory is it's the friend who died of the drug problem. It's his daughter. Mm-hmm. Kind of fucks with me.
Was the friend, did they give him the name Mike, or is that like a real life friend? I don't remember.
I am fairly sure Mike was a real name, but I also know that there's like 18 fucking Mikes that get referenced by the Wonder Year between people in the band, former members of the band, other friends. Like, yeah, just
too many Mikes. Got it.
Yeah.
Hello.
Too many of you. Change your damn name.
Look, my first name was John. Would you prefer I just go by John?
I mean, that might be more generic. Fuck.
I hate it too. That's why I'm Mike.
Do you think Donovan introduces me by my last name? I went to school with 7 other people with my first name. The only reason he ever introduced me with my last name.
See, I think you're the only Justin I know.
I know. After I left high school and middle school, I've never met more than like 1 or 2. But in middle school, 7 of us in like 1 fucking grade too. I don't know. Next track.
All right. Anyway, track number 4, Cardinals 2.
I know the feeling in the morning when the sun.
I really appreciate that this song is just a reference to a whole bunch of other Wonder Years songs. There's so many pieces that I don't even know if I can list them all. Like, obviously, it's a follow-up to Cardinals. It's the exact same vibe. They even use, like, not quite sampling, but, like, they use the rhythm and tempo and instrumentation of Cardinals to make this song. The synthy kind of guitar sounds at the beginning sound like they're the exact cadence of A New Hope, or Logan Circle, A New Hope, that came, like, in their second or third album a million fucking years ago. The bridge that comes in at the end is, like, actually taking you back to the verses of Cardinals again. Like, it's just, there's so much good references to all of their other songs here. The one part musically that really stands out to me is how crisp this sounds. Like, the guitars coming in and just kind of thrashing between the chorus and the bridge. Like, it's just supposed to be loud, but you can still hear every single strum. Everything is super crisp and clean and on time. And this album is just produced so damn well compared to the last one that this is really powerful and good. It's a little back towards the sad shit, but it's a really good track.
Ted,
Yeah.
you told me this was a happy album.
I said happier.
Happier. Okay. Yeah. It's really good. It's really good. It's a very, very good song. I definitely would love to listen to like this and like this back to back with right next to Cardinals, the original, the first one. Just to hear and reference the melody and rhythm and tempo, like stuff they kept. But yeah, this is a very emotional and powerful song. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, this goes hard actually. Like that guitar riff near the end. Ooh, that was good shit. I don't get the references because I'm a forgetful motherfucker and I don't pay attention. But it's whatever.
I think it's also been 10 weeks since we.
Yeah, it's been a little while too, so
Yeah.
that doesn't help either. But yeah, so far, what are we? 4 for 4. Doing really good so far. Yeah, just moving on. Track number 5, The Paris of Nowhere.
We're building shrines to Saint Nick Falls in the windows in the living room.
Man, this song feels like home. First off, go Birds. Shout out Nick Foles. I love this fucking song just being written as like a Super Bowl celebration, like 5 years after the fact. Like the Super Bowl win happens, then they write this really fucking sad album, and they're like, "Hey, we need to celebrate the Eagles, man." But there's also like other like just kind of fucking Philly things, right? Like the fucking Kensington fire that people were having a parade around the fire as the junkyard burned in Kensington, right? Like fucking dancing on the benches at Market East as people were like traveling to the Super Bowl party, hanging off of the fucking streetlights. Like this song just feels like home. I fucking love this song. I think it's arguably the weakest one we've heard so far, but it feels the best. But it's just home, man.
Yep, I understand the weakest because this is probably, in the terms of their other work on this album, maybe not as super interesting music wise, like structure wise. But this, to me, was definitely the most fun so far of the album. Like within the first 2 seconds, I'm just like headbang, like yeah, let's just fucking just jump. That's all I get from this album. This is like one of those pop punk tracks that I start seeing half the crowd just jumping on their toes for half the fucking song. I like this one a lot. This one's so much fun.
So I'm looking at the annotations, and on the second verse where it references the river overflowing from the Schuylkill, however the fuck you say that, I'm looking at that picture there, and what the fuck?
Yeah, so that overpass is probably 10.5 feet, and the water comes up just to the bottom. There were people when that flood happened. There were people jumping off of the overpass, like climbing the 4 or 5 foot fence, like to jump off of the thing into the Vine Street Expressway. And if you haven't taken the Vine Street Expressway, not only is it a very shitty road to travel on, but you never have any idea what fucking hazards and disgusting waste are on the express. Man, it's disgusting. The idea that people would voluntarily be on water from the Schuylkill over the Vine Street Expressway is the most disgusting thing I can imagine, but it's just insanely Philadelphian.
So as someone who grew up in the South, which notoriously deals with hurricanes, I didn't expect that to be a thing in the Northeast, and yeah, what the fuck?
That's the East Coast of the North.
Huh.
They get that shit when it runs right up that fucking coastline.
Neat.
Yeah, for like 3 or 4 days, it looked like Philadelphia had the Chicago River running right through like downtown. Like, you know, if you've ever seen the pictures of Chicago, the river runs right through. The Vine Street Expressway runs right through downtown Center City that way. So it 100% looked like an intentional river if it weren't for the overpass signs that were there. It was disgusting.
That's hilarious. I mean, it's probably super destructive.
Yeah.
But yeah, this track also very good.
Yeah.
Nothing negative to say so far. 5 tracks in, very very good. You've still got several more tracks to disappoint me. It's like I want there to be one bad track just so I can be like, this sucks. I hate it.
You know, Ted, I have the lyrics up for the next song, and just have to say, this is a coincidence, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe a little.
Love
All right. Track number 6, Summer Clothes.
Oh, I love the glow of you in your...
I don't have a lot to say about this one. I think it's a good, like, slow track. I think it's got like that definitely, you know, calm end of summer going to the Jersey Shore vibes. You know what I mean? But it's just kind of it falls flat of the other tracks in this album so far. It's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. It's one of my favorite slower tracks that they do. I guess it's just underwhelming for where it sits based on the last 5 tracks. It is really good, but it just leaves something on the table.
Speaking of my first fucking name, I completely forgot that he actually also uses that name in the final track of their second album. I'd have to go back and listen because, again, I am also forgetful and do not remember that at all. But yeah, this is still a really good song. The first like slower song of the album. They've done a really good job of. I mean, Dan has always had a very expressive voice, I'd say, but they I don't know. It's almost like they continue to get him to be better as a singer, in my opinion. This is so far like some of the strongest I've seen, or at least in my opinion, my favorite out of Dan so far.
Yeah, this is the obligatory acoustic track. As far as the band's acoustic tracks have gone, I'd say that this is a pretty solid one. It's one of the better ones. Yeah, nothing particularly negative to say about this, really. Yeah. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a dog screaming in the background. No, you can't. Okay, the noise cancellation is doing a good job then. So at least 2 of us don't have to hear it. Anyway, track number 7, Lost It in the Lights.
I love the purpose behind writing this song. It took a while for this album to come out, and Soupy's other project had slowed down, and they're like, hey, you gonna keep making Wonder Years music? And he basically writes a song that is, I still got it, motherfucker, and that's just kind of it. I really like the percussion in this one. It's got a slower, more like somber vibe to it than maybe some other ones. But I think it's a good song. The lyrics are like relatively relatable for most of us to not have songwriting in our repertoire. But no, I think it's really good, and still references to Philly and being home, and it makes me happy.
Yeah, I don't know how much more I have to add. Yeah, this is I like the song a lot, and yeah, it's funny to hear. No, I'm good. I'm still gonna go. You're. I'm not retiring anytime soon. So yeah, this is really good. Still like it.
R.I.P. Anthony Bourdain, by the way.
Yes.
But yeah, track is really solid. I think it is really funny that like people are like, "Oh, you guys are breaking up. What the fuck?" And the dude's like, "No," and then just writes a song about it. All right, yeah. Moving on, track number 8, songs about death.
This song is just kind of loud and powerful, but the lyrics are a little bit confusing. Not in the sense that they're like actively confusing, but also like we're on album number what, 7 now, 8, and he's like, I gotta stop writing songs about dying. It's kind of all he's done for 6 albums now, so I'm kind of confused. It's a decent song though. It's loud, it's powerful. The guitar's really good. The drums are really good. Again, very crisp production value. Like, it's a weird one.
Yeah, this might be like you could probably consider this like maybe the heaviest song they've done. Yeah, I got a lot of very heavy percussion like elements in there. I mean, it's good. I like this one too. It's not too like he's very to the point, and I really love the second line of the song. And think of funeral processions and the way they fuck the traffic up. I love it. Even in a serious song about needing to stop writing about death, he's got to put in the fact that a funeral procession fucked up the traffic.
Yeah, this is a weird one. I would not expect a song like this from these guys, especially considering like this might be the heaviest thing that they've done. It's really bizarre. Like, I was kind of half expecting some like emotional black metal screams in the background or something. I don't know. Like, it would work, but like, I don't know how I feel about this one. Like, I liked it, but this just kind of came out of nowhere. Really strange. All right. Track number 9, Low Tide.
You guys were saying earlier that you think that Oldest Daughter might be your favorite song that the Wonder Years have done now that we got to the last album. And up until this point in the album, I agreed. Low Tide is probably my favorite bit of lyricism that Dan's ever had together. The lyrics are incredibly sad, but there's like this energy behind it. There's this sense of like, the world sucks, but fuck it anyway kind of thing to it. And it's super powerful. You can hear all of the passion both through the lyrics themselves as well as the way Dan presents them. The dueling guitar solo at the end is the same kind of like fuck it, we ball dichotomy with the sadness that's going on. Like this song is just flawless. I love this track.
Okay, I'm gonna need Dan to like pay me some fucking rent to get the fuck out, or he's gonna need to get the fuck out of my head because this is fuck off, dude. This is too fucking close. Other than the fact that I don't live in South Jersey, you know. I mean, I honestly don't have much else to add to this. This is it's a really good overall, all around, just good track.
Yeah, not much else to add on here. 9 tracks in, and so far I'd say that there hasn't been a single thing about this album like negative that I've had to say, which like surprises me. Like, I know I've probably reiterated over and over like this isn't really my genre. Like, occasionally there'll be like tracks here and there, it's like, oh, these are cool, but like I've kind of come to appreciate like how this band has grown, seeing how their lyrics have evolved and seeing how the band themselves have evolved over time. Like, it's neat. And yeah, I think I know that we've still got like 3 tracks left, but I think that this album is probably going to rank pretty high, if not at the top when we finish our rankings here. Yeah, it's been really solid up to this point so far. Yeah. Track number 10, Laura and the Beehive.
Well, I just called to talk about the weather or anything you want.
Oh man, this song's pulls at the heartstrings, huh? It's a good one. It's another like slow, calm track, but it's really well written, and it's nice that Dan is writing a song to his grandmother, as opposed to like all of the tracks in 3 different albums about his grandfather dying. Like, it's just kind of it's touching. I like it.
Yeah, this one's super not it sad in a good way, kind of, I guess. I do like the lines in the bridge that the Genius Annotation pointed out that I hadn't even thought of before, that the resolution of this album that doors I pained shut for his wife, like that this album has songs for the people in his life that he wants to sing them to that are currently alive and not ones that have passed. So yeah, very, very touching song.
Yeah, it's just a nice song he wrote for his grandma, and that's really sweet. I like that. If you scroll down a little bit, in Genius and the About thing, the video for this, they did live from like a sunflower field or something. I can't see what the whole title. Yeah, it just says live from a sunflower field, and that's nice. I like that. All right. Moving on, track number 11, Old Friends Like Lost Teeth.
You just muted yourself, Mike, just so you know.
Oh.
This is another one of my favorite tracks from the Wonder Years. The chorus is easily one of my favorite choruses they've ever written. It's on a short list. The bass line in the third verse, it's just mesmerizing. Like, you're really good hooked into it. It's cool to see Josh get involved in the vocals, that like this really is a band effort. I just think this track goes really hard. My only complaint is that it falls 3 tracks after they said I got to stop writing about death. Maybe it got written first, but it falls after if you listen to the album. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I honestly do not have much more to add to that. It's a really good song. I do also really like when they bring in the other members for additional lead or backing vocals. So yeah, it's a really good song.
Yeah, I had to look up who those people singing on near the end were, and yeah, it's cool that they got the other band members to help out with this one. Really cool. I like that little like breakdown near the end. That was cool. Yeah, another solid track. We're at the end. The album has not disappointed me. I fully expect that the final track will also be very good. Yes. Yeah, like I said before, solid album front to back. Definitely this one's up there for sure. So yeah, final track number 12. You're the Reason I Don't Want the World to End.
Man, another heart-wrenching, like, adorable ass song to his kids. I think this one is a really good, like, bottled version of Soupy, right? I'm sad. The world sucks. Even when I'm happy about my kids, the world's still ending, but I'm gonna find a way to make it work. It's a really good track. Another really solid ending from the Wonder Years. It's really good, and it's heart-wrenching in the best possible way. It's really good.
Yeah, another song that's sad in a good way. Yeah, I guess again I don't have too much more to add. This is a super and this is my opinion probably one of my favorite like ending tracks for an album that we've done so far, or if not top up there, if not my favorite that we've done. Yeah, I like this one a lot.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure with the way that this one started, but by the middle of it, I had come around to it. Like, yeah, this good way to end the album. Despite maybe being a little sad, I think that the subject matter of the song was good. You know, kind of having kids in the middle of a pandemic while the world is going to shit, not sure how things are going to go, but trying to make it work, you know. Yeah, damn, this album was really good. I guess we can go ahead and do rankings. I think I am comfortable just doing reverse order. That works for me.
So I went back, Ted, and I looked. So it looks like the one that was before this one, Sister Cities, was the one that had the different producer.
Sister Cities was dog shit, and then No Closer to Heaven was the garbage sad one.
Yeah, it was the sadder one. Yeah, but that was the one that I was like, okay, the mixing is good. It's just sad.
Yeah.
I think I was gonna put. I think I'll put The Hum Goes On Forever. Then maybe The Greatest Generation, Suburbia, The Upsides, No Closer to Heaven, Sister Cities, and then get stoked on it.
Mine's all over the place. I can't in good faith. This has 3 of my favorite tracks in the Wonder Years ever, but the album just doesn't hit home with me the same way The Greatest Generation does. Like, that album is a fucking masterpiece. So that one has to stay first for me, but this one's a close second. Then Suburbia, Upsides, Sister Cities, No Closer to Heaven, and of course Get Stoked on It is last, because if you put it anywhere else, you're an insane person.
All right. Yeah, that wraps it up for the Wonder Years. Kind of took longer than I wanted it to. Some stuff came up, but we finally finished it. Yay! So after much going back and forth, it is my turn again. Unfortunately for Ted. And after much going back and forth, I thought about picking Swans, like genuinely, because there was a very short period of 2 weeks when I was going back through their older stuff and be like, man, I just want to listen to Swans. And then I was like, it was like a toss up between Swans, Health, and Clipping for like the longest time, and I finally settled. I'm picking Clipping. Five albums. We'll do their debut mixtape and then the 4 studio albums or however many there are. Yeah, should be interesting, I think.
Sounds good.
So since we took a bit of a break since recording this episode and the last one, I have a lot of things that have happened since then. I bought many things. I saw a couple shows. We'll do the things I bought first. I have a pile.
Oh shit.
So, I have a couple of new CDs. I got the Khalif's Tea Party by Ganja Sufi. This is the remix album of Sufi and a Killer that he did with Gaslamp Killer. Some solid remixes on here. It features One O Tricks Point Never on one of them. I'm not really familiar with the other artists, but the original album is really good, and the remix album also not bad. Also picked up Amon Tobin's Out From Out Where. I used to listen to Amon Tobin a ton in high school. Like, I did a presentation on him for like a music class or something. I used to be really into his stuff. It's like, I don't know. If you're imagine Aphex Twin, but like somehow kind of more minimal and just like really atmospheric, and that's kind of what he does. Some of it's interesting, some of it's all really weird, but good artist.
Interesting.
See, I also picked up Health's new album, Rat Wars. Listening to this album a ton. It's fucking really good, man. Really, really good album. The track Hateful on this is featured on the Ultra Kill soundtrack, I think now that was added. That was added in an update a couple months ago. But yeah, okay. Really good album. Also picked up the reissue of JPEG Mafia's Ghost Pop tape. He released this album under the name Devon Hendrix. It's one of his really, really early albums before he was going by JPEG Mafia. If you've heard his stuff under JPEG Mafia, this sounds nothing like that. Imagine like vaporwave. This is vaporwave almost. This is like proto vaporwave. It is there's like wrestling samples and porn samples. It's very very strange. There's a companion movie with this that is just WWE clips, random internet stuff, and also porn. This album is very bizarre, and I've been obsessed with it because of how strange it is, because I did not expect early JPEG Mafia to sound like this album.
Is that Batman and Robin on the front cover?
Batman and the Joker,
Batman
yeah.
and the Joker. Perfect.
So the backstory on this is that he at the time, he was in the military stationed in Japan, and just dealing with depression, and he was like thinking about changing his name, and he's like, if this album doesn't take off, I'm done. I'm just gonna end everything. And I'm glad he didn't, because yeah, we wouldn't have the current Peggy stuff, right? I don't know. This is weird. Go check it out. Just go check it out. That's it. Also picked up the reissue of Swan's Soundtracks for the Blind. At the time, this was slated to be the final release for the band, and then they were done, but obviously that didn't happen. They came back and reformed and made new music. This album is also very, very strange, very experimental, noisy rock music, sound collages. Highlights from this, the first track, Red Velvet Corridor. I Was a Prisoner in Your Skull is just, I forget what the sample of exactly, but this guy just listing off all the reasons why the person he's talking to is fucked up. Yum Yab Killers, Volcano. This album is insane. I don't know how to describe this to you other than just go listen to it. It's a really good album, but boy, is it weird.
You know, I know. I heard you said that you were stuck between Swans, clipping, and health. I know you didn't do it on purpose. Did you just have like a goal of how mad can Ted possibly get at a band possible?
I hate that I've become Steven.
This album is 2 hours long, by the way. Ted would hate this.
Yeah, you went between the three bands that I was like, these are some of the three bands I was like, I know Ted is not gonna like these.
You would hate this. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
That was not intentional. I just like weird shit, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then something normal. I got a Sundowning by Sleep Token. This is my favorite album of theirs.
Nice.
I was on my way to go visit a friend that lives like an hour north. There's a record store up there, and sometimes they have stuff that the other Gray Whale location here does not have. And I walked in to grab this actually, and saw this as I walked in the door, and it was like, well, obviously I have to get it. So yeah, I love this album.
That's a good one, yeah.
And that's all the things I bought.
Nice.
As for concerts, I saw two. I saw Chelsea Wolfe and Health very recently.
Nice.
We'll talk about the Chelsea Wolfe show first. That was probably the most boring show I'd ever been to, which is such a disappointment. It was just so low energy. I don't know what I expected. So Chelsea Wolfe, if you're unaware, kind of this gothic folk singer-songwriter. Some of her more recent stuff has kind of delved into metal a bit. Her older stuff is more kind of acoustic folk and some electronic stuff here or there. And her opener was this guy, his name is Christian Wallowing Bull. I guess her thing on this tour is to get some Native American musicians to open up for her. And so for this particular spot, she got a guy who is from a tribe based in Wyoming. Just kind of acoustic singer-songwriter stuff, lyrics about living on the reservations and stuff. I thought that his performance was really good. I liked the music. It was really cool. The second opener was a band called Divide and Dissolve, who is an instrumental doom metal band. Imagine Sun. Imagine Sun, but with like a kick drum, and that's basically what they sounded like, essentially. I thought it was interesting. So like the main person who fronted the band, she would like open playing like the clarinet or something, and then would loop that and distort it, and then just start just these really heavy, droning, chugging riffs with like, imagine if Zach Hill from Death Grips was playing drums for doom metal, and that's basically what was going on.
I don't know how you're trying to describe this like the perfect show to go see, but like that's how I'm feeling. Like that sounds really good.
Yeah, like the openers were really good, and then the weird thing is you have all of these like goths who are just standing still and not doing anything. There is no moshing going on. There's no jumping around. It's just they're standing perfectly still and watching the show, and it's like, bro, where's the pit? What are you doing?
Yeah, I gotta say, I don't know if there's pits in stoner metal or in doom metal. Like, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I've seen pits open up for fucking Mayday Parade. Admittedly, it was dudes ballroom dancing in said pit, but there was a pit in space that opened up for Mayday Parade. I promise there should have been a pit.
I've seen people form a pit to Red Hot Chili Pepper. So yes, people will form a pit to fucking anything. So yes.
Yeah. So then Chelsea comes out, and she's got a new album out called She Reaches Out to She Reaches Out to She. Really, really good album. She mostly played stuff off of that album. She played 16 Psyche off of His Spun, which was like probably the worst performance of that song ever. Like that song goes really hard, and like there's no pit. I expected a pit for that song, and there just wasn't. Just super low energy. It was weird. Like I said, kind of like a disappointing show, honestly. So complete flip side of that, I saw Health this past Tuesday, and boy, that was everything I could have hoped for, man. So their first opener, this dude named King Yosef. Imagine like deathcore, but with like really heavy industrial synths. It went hard, man. Really, really fucking rad. I've definitely added a bunch of his stuff to my playlists for sure. Check out the track "Power." That song's really good. The second band that opened, called Pixel Grip. Whew, boy, that they were interesting. So basically, the woman that does vocals for them was carried onto stage by a gimp, and then she promptly told him to fuck off. And then at some point during the middle of their set, she jumps down onto the floor and like spits into some girl's mouth. It calls her a good girl, and then gets back on stage and does her thing, and then gets the gimp to come back out and makes him Fortnite dance. He just starts flossing. I'm not fucking kidding. He gets on stage and starts fucking Fortnite dancing. Oh my fucking god.
We get like witty right now.
What was his band called?
Pixel Grip. They're like, I guess synth pop, more or less. Yeah, just got this gimp guy to go on stage, and with the leash and everything, just was like dragging him around on stage. It was wild. I remember one of the last songs they played is called Alpha Pussy, I think. Just look up the lyrics to that, and that's all you need to know about this band. It was wild. And then Health comes out. And man, everything I could have hoped for. Fucking fantastic. They had like these kind of lights in the background that were just absolutely just blinding. I had to like close my eyes because of how fucking bright these fucking lights were. Health is an interesting band because their instrumentals go hard as hell, but the lyrics are just like super depressing. So I'm like front row jamming, trying not to cry while I'm jamming. It was wild, man. It was a really good show. I think I sent I sent Ted some of the shirts that Health were selling, and I wish that this one was on their online store. It's a picture of Shinji from the End of Evangelion movie, the scene where he goes to visit Rei in the hospital or whatever, and it's the zoomed in shot of his cum-covered hand. It's that on the front of the shirt that has ashamed underneath it, and on the back it just says 100% pure cum metal. It's so good.
Yeah, I'm looking at the picture now. There's one that just says "cum metal" across it. Doesn't say "hell founded" anywhere. Just says "cum metal." There's one that says "sad music for horny people." Like this is some of the greatest merch I've ever seen.
I did get the sad music for horny people, and I didn't realize that the other one wasn't on their online store. Otherwise, I would have bought that one instead. But it really good. Yeah. So good. Went to some concerts, bought some shit. Yeah, that's all I got. If you guys don't have anything else, just kind of recapping here. We're doing clipping next time, so we'll be starting with their debut mixtape, Mid City. Yeah, that's everything. I got nothing else.
Same.
Alrighty. I guess we will catch y'all next time. See ya.